And now we're gonna come to another person. This person I've known this person, man, all her life, even longer. And she has been able to have me as a mom and make it through this point without necessarily being in a mental ward. That's a good part. But most importantly, she's also gotten to the point where she's embraced copywriting. So I want to introduce, when I talk about, we're going to have history and then the present and also the copywriting future. This person, despite the fact that she is my daughter, but despite that, this person really epitomizes what the copywriting future can be like. So ladies and gentlemen, my daughter, Tiara Cole.
Oh, no pressure. Hey there, everybody. Oh, it's been so amazing so far. I'm already overwhelmed that I even have to do this, but I'm going to do my best to have that futuristic approach. All right. So who was Clayton Makepeace to me? I'm going to be super honest with you guys. For the early part of my life, he was the bearded guy in the framed picture on my mom's desk that loved to hug people. And then he became the cool guy that let me shoot guns at bowling pins on his property. And then he became the awesome guy that hooked me up when it came time for my high school graduation. So I had no clue who Clayton Makepeace, that he was a master copywriter or a legendary genius in the direct mail industry. He was just Clayton, the bearded, cool, awesome guy that my mom worked with that really loved to hug people. And apparently I wasn't the only one who thought Clayton was cool, because I remember being 19 years old at my first AWAI boot camp, and there were people like lining up to meet Clayton and taking pictures with him like he was a celebrity or something. But when he saw me, well, he just waved me right on over, gave me that big old bear hug while saying, "Hi, sweetie," in his deep, cheery voice. He made me feel like I was something special. And people who have the ability to do that, I just think that they're absolutely priceless. So I say all this to say, I didn't have a clue who this man really was, or how big an impact he had on my mother and her incredible success as a writer, until years later. To me, he was just Clayton. So what's the biggest lesson I learned from Clayton Makepeace? Well, like Pauline and Cindy mentioned earlier, when opportunity comes, you've just got to take your shot. I had the privilege to work with Clayton on one of his final projects right before he passed away. And over the years, I had written email and e-zine copy and a few special reports for Clayton. But this was an opportunity to work with him on a launch that had the potential to make millions of dollars. This was my call to the big leagues. Clayton had negotiated a deal with his client, and that put him in a position to own about 1/3 of the company, and if we succeeded with this launch. And so he told me, if things work out, there will be more work than you and I and a team of other writers could begin to do. Can we say heart palpitations? I mean, this was a game changer for me. Clayton had done something similar, just like this, with my mom decades ago. And well, clearly we know how things turned out for her. Am I right? So I was like 10% excited, 90% petrified. And I could feel the sweat dripping down my back and my chest was starting to tighten. But then I read the last 2 lines of his email to me. What do you say? Hugs. And in that moment, I remembered, hey, this is Clayton. This is the cool, awesome, lovable guy that wants me to succeed. And he's been cheering me on with my copywriting and graphic design career from day one. And even though he's a legendary genius and master at his craft, at the end of the day, he's still that guy that just loves to give hugs. And he's asking me if I'd be interested in working with him. This is an incredible learning opportunity. Did I feel ready? No. But did I recognize I'd be an absolute fool to say no to this opportunity? Yes. So isn't that how it goes sometimes when you've got a shot at working with a new client? Maybe it's even your dream client, and you were absolutely scared to death about it. But just stop for a second and think, does your client want you to fail? No, he wants you to kick butt so you can make the company some money. And will your client do what they can to help you out? Well, it makes sense that they would, right? Because they want you to succeed so you can make them money. Anyway, back to the story. So of course I said yes to this job. My mindset was, I've just got to listen and do what Clayton says. Anytime we had a meeting, I was recording it. And I read each and every quip that he made to my copy. I pulled a few of the tips that he even gave me to share with you guys today, like following the 3T outline. You got to tell your reader what you're going to tell them, then you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. And then another tip was, as you edit, think about writing in a way that intensifies the copy. Just keep piling on the benefits. Not only that, but this too. And there's even more. Intensification after major ideas could really help the copy. But of course, my personal favorite crit to get was anytime he said, "Aw, you write like your mama," with a big old smiley face at the end. And I really appreciated that experience with Clayton as my copy chief. He had the right balance of commendation with strong, specific crits, so I could learn from my mistakes without losing my confidence. Now, this project turned into one heck of a roller coaster ride and ended up being way more challenging than Clayton had anticipated at the start. We had the project timeline extended and we had to change direction several times with where we were going with the promotion. And I was doing my best to try to roll with it, but it was definitely stressful and overwhelming at times. So I'll never forget, after one meeting with Clayton, he said to me, "I'm worried about you, Tiara. You didn't sign on for all this. I want to take a look at the royalty agreement and incentivize you with a bigger chunk. Because if we do this right, this thing can run for years and make millions of dollars. You'll make a lot more money. Okay, sweetie?" Yes, all of my calls with Clayton ended with "sweetie," and I am really going to miss that. But I just appreciated how his empathy for the struggles of a copywriter kicked in and moved him to make an incredibly generous offer that gave me some much needed encouragement to keep on going. I mean, I was in the thick of it, but I knew Clayton was pulling for me and cheering me on. Now, right when we had things going like a well-oiled machine, that's when Clayton got sick. So we didn't get to finish our project. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping to be one of the cool success stories that Clayton would share at an AWAI bootcamp or another copywriting seminar, and then he would end the story with a casual, "Yeah, so I own a third of the company now. But the bigger win is that I've got second generation copy code success in the same family." Now, I think that would be a pretty cool way to end things. So like I said, my biggest lesson was when opportunity comes, you've just got to take your shot. Tomorrow is not promised and life can throw some pretty crappy turns. That's why you just got to grab, learn, and grow from any opportunities that you get on your copywriting journey. And don't forget to show some appreciation to the people who helped mold and shape your success along the way. I may not have gotten to see that project through to the end, but you best believe the time I had working with Clayton gave me some valuable knowledge and experience that's making me a better writer. And I am so glad I did not let that opportunity pass me by.
Oh, thank you. I think everyone is probably seeing how shy Tiara is and how hard it is for her to bring up energy. So can you all give her a little love for just trying to be a little bit outgoing, just a little? Let me tell you, this year, Tiara and I are working together a lot, and it is so cool. It's so cool to be working with someone. And then she's like trying to boss me around, like, "Mom, your copy is that." I'm like, "Hey, watch it," you know. So it has turned. She has been able to be a great copy chief for me and some things. That's been awesome. So I'm loving it. I mean, she and Milan are two of my two oldest ones who actually took on copywriting. They were there. Clayton has seen them grow all through the years. And so he has had his hand in many ways helping them grow with their career. So that is something that I'm exceptionally thrilled for. And the fact that he just really loved them and helped them to grow, that was just awesome. It was a blessing. So I appreciate that. And to see her going out there and sharing her stories, that's amazing. So Tiara did bring out something I thought was really important, and Clayton was very big about that, which is the 3 T's. You know, tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them again. You know, and so whenever I'm working with my copy cubs, they're like, "I don't know how to write a letter." Okay, here's how you write a letter. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them again. When you do that, you've written your letter. Now go write it, you know, and that was a Clayton classic that was passed on to me and to the next generation also. So thank you very much.